number 3 is upon us, Cinderin. Get your hands up in the air. Let's start the wave.
For what?
Hopefully chat is playing along.
Let's go, chat.
That's
we
the
can
biggest global wave in the history of esports.
You were
as
here.
Somebody put their hands up.
You're part of Guinness World Record history.
That's right.
Right now, you participated.
Congratulations. We can all share this beautiful honor of now watching game number 3 between BetBoom and Gaimin for the group stage 2 here at DreamLeague Season 22. BetBoom coming into this 3-1. Gaimin at 2-2. So if Gaimin wins this game, then they will be tied.
Yep.
Which, that top 2, very important. I believe that's for upper bracket, if I'm not mistaken, Cinderin.
That is correct.
As Nightfall and Toronto
Backstab
Tokyo, yeah, they had a feeling. As the smoke dissipates, Dyrachyo, will he follow suit from last game? 2 games of anti-mage in a row. Is it possible for this hero to win twice? And I mean, he basically wasn't even in last game, if we want to be true to our word here.
That's a bit harsh. He just wasn't really in it the first 15 minutes. But then he was in it.
Kind of.
You know, I know what you mean. But.
Kind of.
The hero I'm looking forward to in this game is the Beastmaster. He is currently 0-1 in this tournament. He was played in one other game that we cast, as a matter of fact. He was played by Heroic Devi Lama. And he went the Drums of Slom build against a Phantom Lancer, did not win.
Yeah,
that's why he's 0-1. He was owning, though, for quite a while in that game. He was having major impact. And obviously, this is a classic combination, the Beastmaster plus Storm. Beast will give some vision, and then you can get the jumps. You have the Roar as a very reliable setup for Storm to connect on. Couple that up with them already having a battery for the Storm via Coddle. Pretty clear what the idea is, and it seems like BetBoom's conclusion on the last game was that they weren't able to skirmish and threaten enough around the map, so they're really trying that in this time around.
Well, they also didn't try to do that.
I think their lineup last game wasn't particularly good at skirmishing. It was good at bigger scale fights, but they didn't try for those. Would have been nice to see a little bit more in that regard. But in this game, I think BetBoom are going to bring it way more. I think their lanes are also going to go better, aside from the top lane cannot go as well as last game. I think that's not really possible.
Dyrachyo has something to say about that, Cinderin.
Just kidding.
Getting chased, and that is first blood for Miero. Man, what a caster curse from the great Cinderin.
Well, it hasn't gone worse yet.
That's true. He has to die 3 more times in lane, and then it'll be even.
Man, they have so much mana. They have Coddle and the CM Aura, so Miero is going to be having a field day casting his spells up here, just absolutely spamming them out.
And what do you think about the AM? It does feel like a pretty good game. I mean, it used to be a Morphling counter. I don't know if it still is.
The core matchups are good.
Mana Void against Storm, extremely good. Yeah. Reflect against Beastmaster, extremely good. As Toronto Tokyo. Oh, knock. Yeah, he will end up falling to Tofu's right click.
Is this just the same game again?
It might be.
The Centaur is owning in the off lane. The Anti-Mage is getting owned in his own safe lane.
I'm surprised that Pango didn't come out at any point for Gaimin. They had their chances.
Yep.
Maybe they don't believe anymore. And you were talking about off panel that the Storm is theoretically good against Pango. I mean, Quinn literally never cared. He does not care what hero's in the game. He will play. He has shown that he will play Pango and own with it.
We're in the playoffs now. It's time for a real hero.
This is group stage, actually.
Oh, sorry about that. We're in the
second group stage.
We're in the second group stage in a game that could very well decide a spot in the playoffs at the end of the day. It's time to play a real hero. He's not going to play Pango in that. He only plays that in grand finals. Not in these ones. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what he was worried about. If he thinks... I would like to say that it's probably the Storm matchup that he just really doesn't like, and the reason they didn't pick Pango early in this draft is that they know GPK is a Storm fan and it would likely come out.
Right.
And then after it comes out, you just change your plan. And I kind of see it, because I think if you would have gone Pango in a game like this, and a couple of things go wrong, the momentum of the game is really going to be against you. Like, the Orchid buff for Storm, he's playing with Coddle, he's going to be hunting you all over the map and just making your life miserable. On the puck, you can do it a little bit easier.
I'm a bit interested to see if the fact that BetBoom gets away with not banning Pango, if other teams are going to try the same thing.
That's true.
Maybe we're going to have a little flip-flop situation. So I dare say we will see Pango Quinn at some point in this tournament, Synderen. Making the bold prediction now.
Okay.
This Nightfall playing Jamorphling, and he is struggling quite a bit. Lowest in CS, even behind Dyrachyo, who has died. And was taking some damage here.
This time the mid lane is going very differently, however. Quinn 21-2 against GPK's 29-7. So not a Razor beating out a Puck. This game it's a Storm beating out a Puck. Is Puck just bad now?
Trash hero, easily.
More news at 11. We will keep looking into Puck's development. I do not know why these mid matchups are going the way they are for Puck, but maybe it's just... Maybe Puck is just worse on... Which weekday is it today? Tuesdays.
Okay.
Sorry, had to just check that real quick.
Yeah, we never know day of the week, do we?
Always operate on date.
True.
Well, we do have to know day of the week for our podcast.
When you say what the date is, how do you say it?
That varies, actually, I think. So today is... I'd either say in March... I'll probably say March 5th.
March 5th.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll have a discussion about that in just a moment, which is going to be a little bit more interesting than you think, but not much. Dyrachyo blinks out. Celery getting chased now, and the Hawk will get its root. Axis to come. Blood grenade save. Very
Here
slow with
comes
his
the
horse,
bird
but he
again.
is faster. Bird advantage goes to BetBoom, and Miero. Another kill to his name.
Okay. Tell me about the date.
So everybody makes fun of Americans, which understandable. I get it. Believe me, I make fun of Americans too.
Yep.
I am self-deprecating.
That is true. That's actually very
When
true.
you write the date, like let's say it's March 4th, right?
Yeah.
We do 3/4/ the actual.
Yeah, that's
year.
really stupid.
Yeah, but I say March 4th, so it goes in the order as GPK. It's gonna get stunned up. Quinn actually takes the illusion rune. GPK trying to get something out of this. Celery is taking good amount of damage, but GPK has to use most of his mana pool to try to get away. He's actually trying to re-aggress though onto Quinn to get off the illusory orb. Jaunts to it. Tofu finds the kill on Toronto Tokyo. Now Quinn gets the coil. Level 6 is there. Down goes GPK. And it looks like save is next. Pops the fairy fire, but it's not to be. Double kill Quinn.
Big moment for Gaimin. This was already starting to look... I wouldn't say it's starting to look grim, but this time around, 2 lanes going very well for BetBoom, and bottom is kind of a draw. So getting this big support rotation with this kind of a trade-off is huge. And yeah, just playing the resources better there. Like, the heroes were taking so much damage, but not dying means effectively all of the damage kind of goes to waste. GPK was not able to isolate and take down a hero in that exchange. Not enough in the tank. Good news for BetBoom is that Miero is owning it up top. 3,800 net worth to the 2K of Anti-Mage.
Oh.
Truly is one of the heroes of all time in lane, this one.
Yes, he is.
Okay, that's an interesting dive bomb.
How does that work?
That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, let's finish off the date thing.
Okay, I know what you're going to say.
So,
it goes in order of... Go ahead.
So in Danish,
Yes.
I would say 4th March.
Okay, so that's why. Yeah.
I don't do that in English because... Can you even say that? Don't
No,
you say March 4th or the 4th of March?
The 4th of March, yeah.
The reason I don't say that is it takes too long.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I say March 4th.
Yeah.
But and it's also because I like to March 4th. You know?
Okay, I think it's just a language thing. This
it's,
one
it's
is
an efficiency thing.
This one is less
Genuinely
about
efficient.
Americans being dumb, okay? All the other ones are probably true. This one, I feel like, just because the way we say things, all right?
It's efficient,
you could argue is also
it's efficient to say March 4th. If you could say 4th March,
Yeah.
then I would probably do that. But
Then I
that's,
thought, you know, I'd misunderstand you with wanting to march on me.
yeah, well, that's specifically one date of the year that we could have that problem.
Of all the dates that we chose, very useful. 2K lead for BetBoom, as we're learning a lot about cultural things, including the U.S.
Ah, yes, cultural things.
That's right.
Very specific.
Looks like Orchid will be the first stop for GPK. And that is a killer for the AM. And Puck, of course, but
Yeah.
I assume Quinn will be going for a Yules. What is he actually building right now?
I mean, can you play Puck in this game without rushing Witchblade? I don't. I think you run into damage issues really fast if you don't have the Witchblade.
They're going to try to go on Nightfall, but he's already got his attribute shift off. Well, I mean, you get a Dispel at some point. So what second item going to be then after Witchblade?
Yeah, you probably have to, right? I think some players would go Kaya Sanj, but I don't think. Yeah. He is finding Dyrachyo, having some fun down here, so he'll back off. I'm kind of with you. I think the Yules is probably the best option, but we've seen other pucks go Kaya Sanj against this. You could go BKB even, but maybe that's a bit too crazy. Lincoln's is good this game. Beastmaster Roar as well, covered by that. There's a couple of options. I'm curious to see what Quinn decides to do here based on the state of the game, but yeah, this is really a Beastmaster is he is the show right now. Owned his top lane, took the tower, rotates mid, takes this tower minute 10. Helm of the Dominator, fast approaching Helm of the Overlord, Miero. We haven't mentioned this. He's level 30 on Beast. He is an absolute hero specialist. I think this is his best hero.
Despite it not being a hero in this patch, apparently.
Yeah, it's just his S-tier hero for him personally, and when you have specialists like this, they will identify the circumstances that this is the Beastmaster game, right? I would bet you almost anything that this was his suggestion, specifically because he will just see something. He will know some little thing about a lane or about the flow of this game and about the pairings that he has, where he's like, I want to play Beast here, guys. Let's go, you know?
Yeah.
A hero that they haven't played all tournament. And so far, you're seeing why he would suggest that. It's absolutely crushing. He's doubling up AM minute 10. He's 6K to 3.
Well, Dyrachyo, yeah,
Completely.
another rough start for him.
And this time, in comparison to the previous game, this time Gaimin cannot coast it from the offlane and mid lane. This time they are behind.
Indeed.
So,
and you can see BetBoom grouping up a bit.
Yep.
Trying to get a smoke game onto Ace. It's going to be a 4 versus 1. He has Stampede.
Yep, he'll live Shannon.
Looks like he'll live in another universe.
If only he had used Stampede.
Well, you could have wasted GPK's mana potentially.
You're right, he did have it though. Invasive maneuvers. They're going to start taking the enemy triangle here, BetBoom. Looking for some sweet revenge after that last game.
Yeah, Gaimin, I mean, that was the reverse move, right? I mean, not as many stacks this time around, but that's when Gaimin really started to take off, getting a couple pickoffs and then getting a ton of stacks in the Radiant Triangle. And Dyrachyo, he'll have to be a little bit more involved once, I mean, having to fight with just Battle Fear, I don't even know if you can. Maybe you blink in for like a Mana Void. That feels like usually
that's pretty much
contribution is.
That's pretty much what he can do, I think. He definitely cannot use his
When Orchid reveal, dead.
This map is so small for Gaimin already. We're 12 minutes in. Orchid, he has the Coddle to constantly keep him going. Usually when Storm rushes Orchid, you get a key pick like this on the puck, you're like, nice, okay, now I need to calm down, maybe go back to base or farm a little bit. He can go again. It's level 4 Chakra minute 12. He's just going to spam him up, keep killing these heroes, and what's Gaimin's counterplay?
Yeah.
What's it going to come from? Are they going to start setting traps with the supports behind Quinn and hoping that GPK falls for it?
So it will be the Yules for Quinn next.
Yeah.
But like, I understand that the build is Witchblade first, but when you identify that there's an Orchid going to be coming out pretty fast for GPK, I feel like maybe you switch it up. You go a little bit defensive.
It's just tough, because you can easily see the mindset of, well, if I buy Yules, what am I doing?
Yeah, like, I can understand it, yeah. As the initiation is here in the bot lane, they have the stun at the GPK, but he zips away. Dyrachyo coming in, Mana Void available. Save completely out of mana. Mana Void level 1, not doing that much, as the coil is expended.
Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, GPK just on the outskirts of the AoE there.
Didn't Nightfall TP out like 0.1 before that coil landed? I feel like they could have maybe got a secondary kill their Gaimin, so...
Possibly.
Nice punish for them to bring their entire team to this to hold. It doesn't feel that great. We're going to see the replay here, so then we can see that coil. Yeah, GPK with a shield rune, very tanky. Save will run out of mana, so starts getting slowed by AM, and you run him down.
Ooh. Okay, he was in range.
That's 0.1, I think.
Uh-oh.
Back the other way.
Ace dead again in the exact same spot. 3K lead for BetBoom. And Storm Spirit, one of those heroes, might not be more snowbally hero in the game at this stage. Well, depending on your perspective. In terms of like hero kills, I feel like. Like Alchemist is very snowball. Is GPK using up all his mana, and Nightfall finishing the job.
That is a Storm expert right there. He knew his limits. He had just enough for the jump, Orchid, and pull. I think he had 20 mana left after using everything.
Okay, quick question here. The new regen rune.
Yep.
Is it better or worse on Storm than before?
Probably worse. Because the peak regen is slower, right? They lowered the top end, and then they...
Did they lower the top end?
Well, if they... Am I remembering this wrong? Did they just give it an extra component? Which patch was it that happened in? 735 flat?
Yeah, flat.
Oh, where would this be? Regeneration rune is no longer disabled. It just... I mean, that is just better.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It's better in every way. For some reason, in my mind, I thought the top end also got lowered to compensate, but yeah. The rune just means that when you take damage, you're still regenerating 1% of max HP and mana per second, so... Effectively, if you look at Storm right now, that would be doubling his mana regen. Just 10.3.
Please state the reason for your pause. Sugar.
Crash Sugar.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, he had a sugar crash.
Yeah, too many packets of sugar he's ingesting, huh? Snorting that sugar?
Is that a word, sugar crash?
No.
It's like where you don't have enough sugar.
No. Sugar crash is that you have a lot of sugar and it's starting to wear off. That's when you're crashing.
Okay.
I feel like it's a caffeine crash usually. I mean, maybe it works for sugar as well. But yeah, in that context, it makes no sense, of course. Good effort from BetBoom, though. Toronto, Tokyo.
I think it's just a matter of time before when the admin asks, please state the reason for the pause, they're just going to write no.
I was half expecting it, honestly.
Oh my god, that would be funny. Giga Chad energy. Don't think that's going to be very well received from the tournament organization.
No.
The administration might be like, that is not a valid reason. Please try again.
And the smoke is there, and they scan in addition. They have to go around because GPK is in a pretty good spot. In fact, 4 members of BetBoom here, everyone but Nightfall.
You're seeing the dichotomy between this and the previous game, right? This is what I feel like BetBoom should have done in the last game. Gaimin feel like they're under pressure and they're struggling, so their way back in is to smoke around their AM and really try to make a fight happen and hopefully take it a good position. This can easily fail. The whole game could just fall flat on its head here, but if you don't do anything, you're just letting this Storm and Beastmaster kill you at every turn around the map. Now, BetBoom are not going to fall for it here, so you'd have to find a different angle. They have insane wards currently on the side of Gaimin, so they will know pretty much exactly where BetBoom are placed, but it's so difficult for them to go up this high ground. They know they're there, but can't really access it.
Yeah, this a lot of wasted time as Nightfall continues to farm.
Yep.
And the tier 2 tower continuing to be sieged. Looks like he's almost done with his Manta. Fortification is activated, and we're going to have to wait for the next wave, but they could try to go into the jungle here. Doraccio, a recipe away from Battle Fury. So if he gets that around now, it's about a 2-minute increase to his timer from last game, which is about average. It'll be a little bit late, but as GPK looks at Tofu, that'll be enough.
I'm surprised Gaimin hasn't dewarded here yet. This ward has been up for 6 minutes. It's a very standard Radiant ward. It's on a team with Storm. They've already died there, I think twice, actually, since this ward was placed, and they're not clearing it out. Maybe not dewarding it because they feel like when they try, they're just going to die for it, but then at the very least, you can't go in that area. He's pinging it now, finally. Like, we need vision. He's pinging it out and drawing circles, and it's a very good drawing. It basically shows exactly where the ward has vision. So...
But it is about to expire.
Yeah. I think BetBoom might just place it again. Like, if this got full duration, can they just get away with another? Might be what they're thinking. Is this ward is really impactful in a game like this.
Next level play, though, from Gaimin, huh? They want that second ward. The first one, not so hot.
I don't know what makes more sense, that or the Sugar Crash. I feel like it's a tie.
That's true.
So good job.
All right,
Congratulations on joining BetBoom, Shannon.
Thank you.
You'll be a great manager for this team. You have a lot in common with the players.
Okay, what else?
That's all I got.
Okay. Good effort on your joke. Falling flat again. As the Roche will go to BetBoom.
Yep. GPK will be grabbing the Aegis.
Oh, yeah.
Storm Spirit with Aegis. Morph, in the meantime, has farmed up a Manta since we've seen him on screen the last time. He's literally just off in the jungle. Don't blame the camera crew for not showing him much. It's not particularly interesting. He's just away from all the action, enjoying life.
Yeah, finished the Vlads as well.
He did have that one when we looked at him the last time. He's had that one for a while.
It's going to be very nice. One coupled up with the old Beastmaster, since that's used to be part of the build.
Yep.
As Celery is spotted, just trying to get some D wards, and it cost him his life. Seems to be the state of affairs for Gaimin. I mean, the Yules is there for Quinn, though, so he does have a Dispel now.
Yep.
And Dyrachyo, I mean, just starting his Manta. But once he gets that, then, I mean, if you can force an AM to fight with just the 2 items, you're going to be in a pretty good position most of the time.
I'm going to make a prediction based on this game, Shannon.
Okay.
I think we're going to see more Beastmaster in this tournament.
Okay.
I feel like...
From other teams.
Yeah, even from other teams, because I think what BetBoom are showcasing here is this hero's massive strength that I think may have been a little bit forgotten. I think there's plenty of games when you think back on this tournament where this could have been a pick. The main reason he isn't getting so much love is that in this meta, every team is first picking Centaur and Mars, right? So then you've already picked your offlaner. But there might be something about this Savior offlaner pick a little bit for later and get the better matchup. We've seen some other teams starting to pick 2 supports. I think Extreme Gaming have defaulted to that actually recently. So if you are drafting in that order, getting a late offlaner pick I think can be just as impactful as getting a late carry pick. Because maybe, okay, you know, maybe the enemy team can try to counterpick your carry a little bit like they did here with the Anti-Mage, but in return you open up an extended offlane pool of heroes that, in this meta where the offlane can dictate so much, I think that can be a true game winner.
And look at this, the steal of the Tormentor, but Quinn is here to try to steal it himself.
He got
Tofu will get the shard as a result. Nicely done from Quinn. And GPK already out of mana, uses the BKB, runs through Coil. Will use the last of it to try to get out. No stun this time. Good attempt on the Yules, but the BKB was still up. And now the Roar is going to find Ace. Mana Void coming in to stop the freezing field. Ace still technically alive. Axe is not going to do much as Miero now left all alone.
God,
he does get Celery in the end. He's at half HP now as Dyrachyo and company clean him up. So Gaimin.
Huge for Gaimin.
Very nice fight. It does cost him a bit though. Tier 2 goes down as Nightfall wasn't even a part of this.
But that's a big part of the lead taken out. The Tormentor kill there is essential. Like, wow. Okay, that was pretty much the perfect storm for them. They get the last hit on the Tormentor. They force the storm out. You could have made a case for GPK actually dying there, being better. He had Aegis.
Yeah, that's true.
They could have potentially taken a follow-up fight if they would have just burned the Aegis there instead of getting out, because I think at this point the Aegis is probably just going to expire instead now.
Yeah.
So maybe that was a little bit of a poor play call there, if they would have stuck around. When you saw how strong Miero was there with the BKB, imagine he has a Storm with him. I think they clean house without the Morph. I think they're just that strong. But yeah, after he TP's out, not enough in the tank, and Gaimin finds some big kills. Still quite the hill to climb, but Hope survives with this moment. As the lead went from, I think, 8 to 3.
GPK is going for a Sheep Stick, I believe. That's pretty cool, because you force out the Yules because of the Orchid, but then you get Sheep, which is, you know, going to force out, what, a BKB or something for Quinn?
Or Lincoln's. But still a lot to manage. Tofu is dead.
Tofu.
Oh, they actually roar.
Goodbye.
More chasing potential for GPK.
The Glimmer TP.
Nice.
Ooh. And he's going to start working on his Aghanim Scepter. But yeah, it looks like the Aegis will expire in about 30 seconds. Don't think they can get much more out of it. How fast does the mana come with the Aegis? You can just keep zipping like a refresher, right?
Yeah, I actually don't.
Or not a refresher.
I don't remember
regen.
how fast. Is it 100 a second?
Well, I'm sure we'll
see
find
in a
out.
moment. I think it's 50 or 100 a second.
JPK.
But we agree it's a flat amount, right? It's not
I
percentage.
think it's flat, yeah.
200.
Oh, there we go. Oh, all right, gets just a little bit out of it. Okay. Doesn't want to take advantage.
Wait, was that percentage? It might have actually been percentage.
Not sure.
I think he went from 9.7 to...
Does regen not scale like some of the other runes now? I guess you did read the notes, it didn't show that, right?
The flat part of regen should be the same, but the percentage one after you've taken damage will obviously scale, right?
Right, BetBoom. Still grouped up here, as Gaimin are the ones that are smoked, but no one is on this side of the map.
Come to think of it, I think the Aegis expiry might be 20% of health and mana per second. I could look this up.
But you are leaning back with your feet up.
But what are you talking about?
You have someone massaging you.
Oh, that would be nice. Now that's just wishful thinking. That would be great.
Maybe next DreamLeague.
Honestly, that would be a really big improvement to the broadcast, I feel like.
Yep, I agree. I think the observers could get massage therapists as well.
Yep.
There's the Rubik is going to be a lot tankier now for the rest of this game with that attribute shift as Nightfall basically gets a free tier 3. Gaimin don't really defend that.
Sticking around.
Yeah, it feels like BetBoom have been very 5-manny, if that's a word. Quinn was the initial target, but now they're going to have to force their way onto the Rubik, who's a lot tankier. Like we said, the swap keeps them alive. Tofu finally does die, along with the Venge, and now it's a 5 versus 3. There's a buyback onto Cellar if he wants to use it. Backdoor protection is there, but not the greatest layering on the fortification.
This is what you want to see from your carry when he's
the instant silence and the roar. Goodbye, Quinn. And that is 50 seconds without the mid laner.
And they have all tier 2s taken, and this is a Beastmaster push with a fat morph. This is easily 2 lanes. I don't think there's any world where Gaimin Gladiators...
It could be more.
This could be Megas, minute 25.
Wow.
That death on Quinn is absolutely debilitating. Anti-Mage is not ready yet. This is what you want to see from your carry when you give him 15 minutes of free farm. This is a payoff right here.
Yeah.
This is morphling stuff. AM, can you do this?
All right, Gaimin are going to have to do something. Ace with the initiation. Stampede on top, but he's all alone still. There's literally no backup. Finally, Dyrachyo arrives, and he blinks away. But that does buy time for Quinn to respawn. But still, you've lost 2 sets of racks now.
They're down 2 sets of racks.
BetBoom can just fully reset.
When's the last time you've seen a team be down 2 racks minute 25 and it's a 7K lead?
That's true.
Like, it feels like this should be some sort of like 15 or 12K something lead, right? But I mean, at least in terms of gold, Gaimin are still hanging in there. But the map control loss here is devastating. You've lost 2 lanes. You're playing against Beastmaster who can give vision. God forbid the Radiant kill Roche again on the Radiant side and get a banner. Then they have 2 lanes to choose from.
They'll probably choose the 3rd lane that does not have super creeps.
Sounds like the Monty Hall problem. Would you like to choose another lane? The answer is always yes if you've chosen the lane with barracks.
Well, Save will get his shard from that, so I believe that's the recall.
Gaimin won't end this, or rather, BetBoom won't end this right now. Maybe Gaimin do too.
Yeah, it's possible after what just happened.
Maybe they've had enough as well. Like, whatever.
Well.
GPK.
Drums are popped. Miero looking for a roar target. Quinn blinks out. Now AM has the Aghanim Scepter. Let's see how much work that does. They find him again. Burst down Quinn. 50 seconds. Roar was stolen, used on Nightfall, but he's perfectly healthy. And Dyrachyo has to be careful as Nightfall turns into Dyrachyo, in fact. Takes out the Vengeful Spirit. Dyrachyo finally blinks back to base.
I think the Radiant Anti-Mage did more damage than the Dire Anti-Mage in that fight.
Probably. Yeah. Well, we don't know how much of that was as
yeah,
the AM.
we can't tell how much was in the AM for. I guess if he did 1500 on AM, I don't know if he did that much as AM on Morph. It was kind of close. What a sentence.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that to the English language.
30 seconds for Roche. So seeing the total damage dealt here. Yeah, Venge and AM holding hands. It's truly,
I mean, to be fair,
not great.
I don't know how much of this is on Dyrachyo.
Oh, I'm not saying he played a terrible AM game. It's just
this is just an AM game.
This is the other side of the coin of what happens when you are AM on the losing team and you have a bad lane.
Yeah,
like
when you're
night and day to
when
the
you have a Beastmaster that can help push this fast.
Yeah.
I mean, AM just, like we said, he needs minimum 3 items just to start fighting, but now you're at such a major disadvantage because of the barracks. Let's see how the blink fragment works out for Dyrachyo.
Excellent pick this game. It's giving them everything they wanted and more. So now it's just time to close it out for BetBoom.
Quinn,
okay, good
very
coil.
nice coil. GPK zips towards it, though. Dyrachyo's getting rooted. Roar is expended. It was actually, that was still the stolen one from Tofu onto Beastmaster himself. No one has died yet, though, as, Quinn all alone in the corner. Will phase shift as the rest of his team tries to catch up. Looks like he'll be able to blink out safely. The root will find Ace. Finally pops his BKB as Dyrachyo gonna reflect. Very back and forth fight here. Still nothing as Mana Void does basically nothing, speaking of it. As Quinn will barely get out with any HP. Might have to back away here, but he gets destroyed by save. That is very unfortunate. Ace, though, will be able to clean up the CM at the very least. Nightfall. Oh, he actually already waveformed it. Attribute shift on top. There's the Hex. And there's the death of Dyrachyo. And this is where BetBoom will finally start to clean up. Double kill for Nightfall. As that is 4 heroes dead for Gaimin, and into the Roche pit, BetBoom goes. That was such an extended fight.
Tofu played his heart out in that. He did everything he could. He still had the stolen Roar, then he stole Freezing Field and forced the Morph onto him. Then he stole Frostbite. But still not enough in the tank. And again, it's just the issue of, you see AM blinking in, he has to run in and blink out. Is essentially what's happening. Dyrachyo, he's not strong enough to stand his ground against this Tricore of the BetBoom side, especially the Morphling is just eating him alive. And this was one of the heroes you counterpicked it against, but the dynamic in this matchup is so different if you're behind by a few thousand. And Morph just has more than enough, and he also has the advantage of having, you know, multiple auras on his team that empower him, that Gaimin Gladiators can't match. He's got the Vlads that he bought himself, Beastmaster aura. All of these things swing these matchups by sometimes more than you would think. Now this tower is going down. And
Gaimin do have everyone up, though. There's a zip in. Quinn looking for the sign. He actually does find it. But GPK gets to the low ground.
Dyrachyo with the blink fragments now. It is annoying, but once the fight breaks out, your overall impact will be a lot lower. You don't have...
Yeah, I don't know about this Axe.
I don't know either. We've seen a couple of these Axe purchases on AM that I just didn't agree with. I think in this game he should have tried to get an Abyssal, so that there is a chance, you know, of catching the Morph by surprise or catching the Storm by surprise and actually bursting someone. This item, while it is annoying and is harassment in the fight, I just feel like it takes away a really big part of why you picked AM in the first place.
Right.
You picked him for the good matchup.
If they were doing fine at that point,
yeah, I don't think he would have bought
sure,
it.
it doesn't matter. But I mean, you're behind. I mean, maybe it is just one of those high ground defense type things.
Yeah, but is it really good enough?
But then you fight outside the pit, and that's where it's not particularly amazing.
Yeah,
you don't have much vision.
I personally am not really sold on this item in general. I would actually make a case for this rarely being the best choice in any game situation. I think it's being picked up more than it deserves, in my opinion.
It's been, I mean, it's hard to gauge, though, because it has looked underwhelming, but AM also has looked underwhelming.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, my. Okay. Tasty treat and a recall.
All right, BetBoom going for the killing blow.
Daedalus there. Miero picks up an AC, so...
Time for coup de grace.
Big power spike for BetBoom. Only 1 tier 4 remaining as well, so they don't have to go for the top if they don't want to, but they find the Hex onto Dyrachyo with the Roar to follow. 70 seconds. Ace just melts as well.
Okay, that was a Centaur.
Yeah.
He died in 2 seconds during BKB.
Melee racks down, and this will be Megas. And BetBoom can sit pretty. They have the cheese, unfortunately, not the banner this time, so the Gaimin creeps will not come. Tier 4 tower is next for BetBoom. There's the Waning Rift being used by Nightfall on top of Quinn, but the Yules to counteract it. Hoofstomp comes out from Ace. This is going to be his dieback. Just way too much damage. The Daedalus ripping through them. GGs are called, and BetBoom takes the series 2-1.